If you just woke up from a cold, deep freeze and found yourself looking at us, then you are either part of Kill Team Ice or you are on the Galaxy's Edge podcast tonight. My name is Walt, and joining me tonight is my frequent co-host, Dark Ops 0117 Swordfish.
Howdy, howdy. Ready to party?
Yes, sir. Blacker than black, we have Dark Ops 91 Archangel.
Yeah, I feel like you need some context for that. You can't just...
There was a helmet and some spray paint. There was stuff everywhere. It was crazy.
It was so dark.
Yeah, I have a weather pattern coming in from the... Never mind. We have Dark Ops 5550. Kale?
Kill Team Reaver on site.
Right on. Sparking the ever-effervescent icon, we have Helix.
What's up, nerds?
With no apologies, we have CPA 0001 Omachi.
I'd have to do something wrong to apologize.
Yep, you're gone. So we have...
Fucking bonking him already. Jesus.
Rocking the box, we have Harmore.
Howdy.
Excellent. We have Dark Ops 1037 Pointer.
Hey.
Right on. And our new Dark Ops Insider, Dark Ops 2003 Blasty.
Hey, folks.
We're going to put him in the middle because we're going to put him in the... There we go. That way he's... Because he's a featured dude. But before we get into featured dude, we have to talk about the featured Discord. Daniel, what's going on?
We're talking about the meetup stuff. Well, we'll go over that stuff later. People are sharing pics of their pets, of course. We got people that are giving tips on what they can do for painting their firearms and airsoft guns. Looks pretty cool. The ideas that are coming out with. You always got the memes, of course. Let me see. Matt made an announcement earlier today. Where he's going to be getting set up for another VR
Ultimate
stream.
VR trip.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's going to be doing what, 14 days?
14. The fact that he did 7 days last time, and then somebody carked his record, it's like, dude, let it stand for a minute. But what he's going to attempt now, 14 days in VR?
That's incredible.
Yeah, and his goal is to raise $250,000 dollars towards Mission 22, or it might be 2,000, or just in general across Mission 22 and some Australian charities as well. But yeah, so he's getting set up for that. That'll be really amazing to see. But yeah, I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on here and a lot of good things, and I'm proud of our community.
Hell yeah! You know, as right now, I was just about to ask you a question about Discord, and I've been having a real problem because as a Galaxy's Edge insider, I get to hear the Hard Target serial, and yeah. So I read 2 of the chapters where a character named Big Walla was introduced, and that was a real difficult thing to read. Now it's stuck in my head, and I was just going to ask you in Big Walla speak. My next question for Discord, and I had to slow my roll, just kind of ease into it. But what's the book du jour that everybody's talking about in the Discord right now?
Well,
man, let me tell you, people are like, they're freaking out about Last Contact.
The end or which part?
I haven't gotten to it myself because I've been busy with a lot of stuff, but what I'm seeing, it's everything in between and the end, and it's just apparently a lot of stuff has happened, and I've been a good boy and I haven't clicked any spoilers, so
yeah, don't do it.
Yeah,
I'm avoiding that channel until I finish.
Some of those spoilers have the super spoiler podcast in them. I got to. I've already read the book, and I'm listening. I'm a couple chapters in, listening to it, and I saw a post on the Reddit today, and people were not happy about something that happened to one of the characters.
No,
and I'm not going to say anything more.
So
but yeah, it's just.
Here's a question for you, Walt, about this book. Any insight as to why Jason and Nick decided to change it up and do like Keel, Prisma, and do like
like label it that way?
yeah, label it that way? Because that's, I mean, I'm fine with it, but it's just
It's different.
new.
Yeah. From my understanding, it was to kind of give people that like try and relieve some of that shock that you have from moving from one character to another. Like say you're dealing with Chun and what he's doing where he is right now, and then all of a sudden they then go into bits of like Prisma, what's going on there, so that it gives. It was my understanding that it gives a little bit of kind of like a shock absorber. Like, these are the chapters that deal with this. These are the chapters that deal with that. So
okay, I think some of the they got some bad feedback on Convergence and Remains for being like one big battle, so they kind of went more the space opera route because that pleases everybody. Sort of.
yeah, I noticed that. It was
like even in the email they said it's called space opera.
To be fair, we were complaining about not enough big battles anymore ever since the assault in Anklor. We were like, we want more of that, and we also want more of this, and just do it all.
You know what's funny, right? So when I was looking over the face-based channel, the regular face-based channel that we just so happen to be broadcasting on right now, and Robert Cathy is in our favorite friend Sparky.
That guy.
That guy.
Oh, jeez, what a weirdo.
But so I was in the Facebook group when I think it was Remains or Convergence, one of the two, and I was just like, wow, man, people are really crushing on this. And like when I read the series the first time, it was like when they did Attack of Shadows, Sword of the Legion, those books, those big battle books where it was like a chaotic mishmash of like a big old war movie. I was like, yeah, and like I never even thought to read the reviews because at the time I had just gotten to the Insiders and was getting the books ahead of time and then just buying the books in physical. So I went back and I looked at some of the reviews back then. People were crushing those books, trying to like, this is stupid. When are we getting back to? And I'm like, wow, they have the same arguments 5 years ago that they have now. This is crazy.
People don't change.
Yeah, well.
No, neither does war, I guess.
How much do you want to bet that those books will become beloved, though, after season 2 ends?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't care about the populace. I love them.
Truth.
Hear about the reviews. As soon as it comes out, I'm reading it. That's all there is to it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the thing I really like is Nilo. I really want to know more about Nilo. Just because he's this whole wild card in the whole thing. But like when Last Contact was going on, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There were scenes in there where you're just like, there might be, as my grandpa used to say, a whop in the woodpile.
I'm kind of excited to see what happens when I get to that book, because I had some theories about Nilo from when he was first introduced. Because if I remember right, towards the end of Takeover, there's a section where he's, and spoilers, he's kind of talking to what I believe is his dad or whatever, but his dad has been he's like in a savage. Yeah, some kind of thing. And so it's just like, oh, bet Nilo's got a little bit more connection to those savages, so he knows what to look for. So he's just like, wait a second, I've seen this code before. Prometheus level,
yes,
top score. Wait a second, this son of a,
That is something to remember, is that Nilo is on his own side.
Yeah.
Now,
absolutely.
like when I first read about Nilo and Takeover, I was like, I don't. Who is this guy? I don't care. What's the point? And then we get a little bit more of it, and I'm like, oh, okay, there may be something deeper. Oh my God, Earth, what?
Now, did anybody else picture him the way he was described initially in the books? Did anybody else picture him like Carrot Top, or was it just me?
Like
Carrot
Wait,
Top.
Carrot
Yeah, buff Carrot Top or skinny Carrot Top?
That's
probably buff Carrot Top.
Yeah, he works out. It's like he's a nerd, but he also lifts.
I pictured
surgery.
Buff Carrot Top was like in the first Men in Black movie, the person that's just like the bug that's wearing the human costume. That's what Buff Carrot Top was. Kind of a little. Anyway,
frightening.
So,
Anywho,
speaking about interesting people, let's talk about our interesting featured insider of the day, Blasty.
Hello.
All right, Blasty. So, who are you, and what is on your wanted poster?
Okay, well, so I'm a high school kid, and I just finished it. Probably what's on my wanted poster.
Or the
You just finished high school?
Poster
Yes.
high school?
High school.
Oh, congratulations.
Congrats, man.
So,
Do
probably what's on my
what's
wanted
next?
poster right now is throwing all the college advertisements into the trash can that I'm getting. Probably that.
Nice.
So, do you know what you want to do?
Legionnaire.
Not right away, but I'm not going to jump in without knowing what I want first. So.
I mean, Walt made the right answer.
Walt made the right answer.
He
That's
understands.
Definitely a great option.
I know I'm not going to be a desk jockey, so I probably want to work with people.
I feel
for sure.
personally attacked.
I'm not attacking you.
Whoa, yeah. What do you mean?
He's attacking you. Fight! Hurry, Archangel!
Yeah,
throw your helmet to or your bucket to somebody.
Quickly,
No,
you need
this
some-
took a
need
long
some
time.
backup. So, how did you get into GE?
Okay, I was reading Kindle Unlimited while on a vacation, and I saw the advertisement. I read the intro of Legionnaire, and then I bought it in paperback.
What was it about that intro that drew you to the series?
So, when I read the Galaxy's a Dumpster Fire, I was like, this kind of describes Star Wars right now. So, I decided to read the rest of it.
So, so you mentioned that you read it. Have you ever listened to any of it?
I've listened to Legacies and Convergence. I've mostly read the books. The reason I bought the audiobooks is because I wanted to listen to the After Action podcasts. So,
yeah.
That's a true believer.
Have you listened to their spin-off series or shoot-offs like Forgotten Ruins?
Or the
yeah,
Centurion?
the only thing I have not read is Strange Company.
Oh, okay. I'd recommend that one too. It's pretty good.
Time.
So you've read everything then? All caught up?
I've read everything Galaxy's Edge except one Order of the Centurion book. I forget the name of it.
It's probably the Reservist.
Probably the
It's a reservist.
I mean, yeah.
No, I've read that one.
If
That's
it's
good.
reservist,
Probably-
fair enough.
Keeping it in reserve.
Huh.
So, do you have a favorite book?
Favorite book? Honestly, I kind of feel like it's Dark Victory.
Okay.
Really?
The reason why is
Okay.
because
Defend your answer.
yes. The very end of the book. My favorite scene is like when the Coobs are outbidding the Z, I think. That's my favorite scene. And then the Nilo and his Black Leaf mercenaries fighting the basically the zombified Hools, Z, the other races. That felt like something that was new in Galaxy's Edge, so it really like burned into my memory. So that's why it's my favorite. So I guess it's not really like the best lore-wise, but interesting is where I'd say.
I would
that
love
one
to
down.
see a series of like Wraith hunting down Gomari.
Yeah, where's the
No,
contract
absolutely, yeah,
terminations
where's,
for
where's
Wraith?
the
Yeah,
Wraith
where's
spin-off?
Wraith's contracts and terminations?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm writing that shit down. Keep going.
All right. So, do you have a favorite character then?
It's a hard choice between Kel Turner and what the Wobanki Skriz.
Those
Not
are
very-
good choices.
Yeah, they're not very popular characters, but I like them.
What is it that draws you to him?
For Kel Turner, the reason why I like him so much is not because he's perfect, because when reading the Dark Operator books, Doc Spears wrote him in a way that he cared about other people, even people that were outside of his like Dark Ops group. That kind of really resonated with me.
And because he
And
likes
then-
Skriz, it's because Skriz is perfect.
Yeah.
He is a perfect
God.
character.
Well,
Oh
Skriz is
my
one who just doesn't
God.
care. He just wants to eat his bone. I have cats, so
I just imagine that's how he looks. Just his resting face.
Combat Murder Kitty.
Get bonked!
Yeah.
Wow!
Just like that. You mess with the cat, you get the whack.
I told you it was a murder
That
kitty.
cat's- The cat's gone.
Oh yeah, you don't want to.
So now that you're done with high school and you're kind of in that in between period of your life, what is it you do when you're not reading?
Actually, not a lot right now. So I live kind of out in the middle of nowhere, Texas.
Oh, what part?
Northwest Texas, so like near Dallas.
Okay.
About 4 hours west of Dallas.
Do you do hog hunting?
No, I wish I did.
From a helicopter?
So yeah,
it's kind of expensive, but I would.
If we all come down there and kidnap you, would you go hog hunting?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
That's the right answer.
I just want to make the statement.
One of the things I do right now is I do, like, as a side job, real estate pictures with drone for some small real estate companies out here.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Oh wow! What kind of drones do you fly?
DJI Mavic 2 Pro. Kind of, it costs a small fortune.
Yes, it does.
It's worth it.
Who's the other guy who makes the drones? We had him on, I think a few weeks ago.
He makes the drones that deploy munitions. That's more military stuff.
Right
yeah.
You had my attention.
Yeah, that was Selector from the podcast.
Yeah, Selector. You should reach out to. You should talk to Selector about drones. He makes the big ones.
We have one of those in the Discord. Wait, one messaging.
Yes. So, what would you like to see more of in Galaxy's Edge?
I know we're going to get a lot more of Wraith, so I don't need more of him. I'm thinking I want some, like, Fall of Earth style books, like what was Tyrus Rex doing during the Fall of Earth. So, like, Martian Ranger on Earth. I want to see stories about, like, the first planets Tyrus Rex trigger nuked. I want to see a book about him. I want to see a book about him being a gladiator.
That's awesome.
Now we're talking.
I want to see him escaping the Savage Ship, like, in detail. So yeah, some time. The books going back in history would be great. Ones that, like, clear up the timeline too would be great.
Yeah, there's nothing saying that, like, contracts and terminations have to end at 3 books. Like, Tyrus has 1,500 years worth of stories. I would read those till the day I die.
I was just hearing something that the Hard Target books are going to be like a trilogy of him beating Zorro.
The podcast on the last one, they said they're already up to with what? So last one was 90,000 words. Yeah, 15. There, that was episode 15. I just put together 16 this morning. So yeah, it's up there. So I mean, you already have almost a complete novel.
It's already the longest Tyrus Rex book, right?
I think Madame Guillotine might be a little bit longer. Okay. I think that one was like 130,000 words because that one's a little fatter. But yeah, 90,000 is nothing to sneeze at, and we're still just scratching the story. I mean, you had that whole instance of him getting caught on Grayson's Storm, you know, and having to run the bar town. But it was like and for those who are just watching the show and are not aware, Hard Target is a weekly serial done by Jason and Nick. They write it during the week. They get it edited. One of them, I believe they have a wrestling match out in the backyard to decide who's going to read it. Every once in a while, they go no, and they point, and then I have to read it. And then so that way, if you are a person who takes the books in through your ear holes, you have the ability to read that book, or you're a person who takes the ability to read it through your eyeballs. The good thing is that every week for the digital, like the reading portion, they're assembling the book as they're going. So like all those chapters are in that file when you get it. So except for last week we had a hiccup, but you know, regularly all the chapters are in there.
So you get to watch as the book. Not only do you get to listen the story read out to you, you also get to listen to it actually get written.
Yeah, absolutely. And then every once in a while, Nick will be like, "Inside baseball, must drink coffee," and then he'll drink some coffee and he goes back to the story. So you feel it's a little more than just the dust was swirling in the cantina and I got my drink. You're not getting boring guy reading it. So like Garrett reading out 10 lines of code.
Yeah. So by the way, what happened with Garrett with RC Bray? Like, because Garrett was just kind of a little high pitched and a little airy talking, but now he has this speech impediment. Like, did losing Lifty affect him that deeply that now has a difficulty with speech?
And Helix will talk about Lifty. Helix loves Lifty with
representation of the reader's.
Don't you dare blaspheme his name.
No, I love Lifty. I'm a big fan. I'm sad. I was sad to see him go, but like it must have just hit Garrett like way harder because now he has this weird speech impediment, and it's like, oh, okay, he is that super hyper nerd.
Well, that and after they thought that, oh no, I don't want to.
Don't spoil.
Yeah, no. There is like an event in season 2 where like he thinks that he has lost a certain individual, and like I think I don't know. I do see some maturity happening with Garrett. Like he starts off as like, hey, he's seen sunlight twice, and the rest of his life has been spent in front of a keyboard and a monitor. But like the more time he spends around Keel, the more he's getting like real life experience and kind of like going out and doing other things, but not all that's good for him. So if some of that like shell shocked him into a speech impediment, I wouldn't be surprised.
It makes sense.
I would also say the other big influence in him is Nilo, because he's really enabling him, but he's also bringing out the best of him.
So Adam, who is the CEO of Blood Eagle Knives, and he was making our Galaxy's Edge knives, he's in the Facebook chat, and he starts laughing. He says, Garrett went from Morty Smith to the nerd kid from Robot Chicken.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, we need more geek speak. Absolutely. So, Omachi, are you done with your interview of Blasty?
Yes, unless Blasty has anything else, any theories you want to put out?
Nope.
He's got nothing.
Hey, Blasty, I will say that being an impressionable youth, watch out when you start reading Strange Company, because you are going deep into Nick Cole's brain hole, and it gets really weird.
I listened to some of his stuff on Control Alt Revolt, so
you're good.
listen to not because mostly just because it's funny. That's why.
All right, so at 23 minutes, I have to clip Archangel saying Nick Cole's brain hole, and that is going to be my text message alert every time Nick calls.
I'm about it.
Yeah, right on. And for the record, we were talking about speech impediments earlier. I had to I got to look at some early renditions of Strange Company 2, and there's a speech impediment in there that I cannot get out of my brain. And yeah,
get after it.
That book needs to happen, tomorrow. But what's that?
So I have a question. So was that book inspired by Black Company?
So when Nick wrote, when Nick wrote that, he did a little bit of Black Company, and then read a whole bunch of accounts of contractors. Some of his friends he talked to are contractors. So, but yeah, and while he was dropping some of that stuff out there, a bunch of us were getting in there and talking to him like, hey, we knew that guy, or hey, yeah, I served with that guy. So yeah, it was really, really interesting to have that different take rather than the full on military feel, that contractor feel, because in the different military forces, everybody kind of gets together, but you all have that shared experience of basic training and your job school, and then when you're with the unit for a length of time, you guys start building experiences and stuff. But when you're mercing, people are from everywhere, and there's no basic training. A lot of time it's depending on your job, it's like a 3-week train up. and then they just kick you out the door to stand in front of an airport with a small little M4 and a Nigerian next to you, and you both learn each other's language, but you can you both start yelling out "Jumbo" every time somebody comes around. And Archangel, you know what I'm talking about, right? I see you laughing
A little
bit. But like, yeah, I mean, it's just so many weird experiences, and I really think Strange Company brought that out very well because it had that military guy that it was centered on, but like everybody, like the weightlifter dude, like I served with that guy.
That man, that one hurt.
Right, that he was constantly like pumping everybody up, and and Sergeant Orion is like, oh, I got to tell this guy's story, and you get into the dude's story, and I sent Nick a message. I was like, yeah, I served with that guy. You walked in the barracks when the door shut. There was a life-size poster of Arnold Schwarzenegger, like on the door. Like how he didn't get push-ups forever for having that like hot glued into the room. It was pretty amazing. But yeah, that if you haven't read Strange Company, contract mercenaries fighting in a war that they're supposed to be getting paid for, and then things go very, very wrong. If I had to describe it,
Ken Foster did a good job. He said he said sort of Apocalypse Now meets the Munsters meets Starship Troopers, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
He's right.
Perfect.
Absolutely perfect.
That's perfect, Ken. Absolutely. Yeah, Adam in the chat is like, yeah, poor Gaines. And the bats. He's also talking about the bats. If you've read the book,
that was weird. You just like, don't make eye contact with them. Don't even look at them. Don't shoot at them.
Look at them. Don't acknowledge them. Don't shoot at them.
They're not real. Don't
they're not real.
They used to say the same thing on Fort Bragg when talking about Miss Kitties. Don't make eye contact. They're not real. Don't look at them. That place was on the blacklist every week. You guys know what a blacklist is, right?
Yeah.
They're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that place was on the blacklist every week. Don't let us catch you with no Miss Kitties. You're like, oh crap.
The military equivalent of a lot lizard.
You ain't lying. So even though it is a topic that should technically circulate around the insiders, I'm just wondering how many people on the panel did the Raiders of the Lost Ark thing and looked. How many of you guys listened to the special "Don't Listen to This" podcast? I got one. Blasty did.
For what?
Resist, man. KTF Part 1.
Yeah.
I'm kind of lost.
Yeah,
you're always lost a little bit.
I feel like I missed part of the conversation and then just like reappeared.
What's that? You for Harmar? What happened?
No, Pointer.
Oh, Pointer.
He's lost.
No, I don't. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So, for those of us who don't know, what podcast are you talking about?
So the insiders have gotten a podcast that basically outlines Nick and Jason's process for writing a book. And they are basically, in the podcast, they basically detail the first part of the upcoming book. And like...
Where did they get recordings of cats fighting? Just listen to that for an hour.
Well, you see,
it was fun.
They got Walt's cat.
Miss Kitty. It was Miss Kitty's.
Oh God.
But yeah, like they put tons of spoiler warnings on it. They basically duct taped it in a box that has more duct tape on it before it's in another box. And was like, if you wanna enjoy the books as they come out, do not listen to this.
Yeah, the level of spoilers was they spoiled like what Earth was, where Earth was, etc. That level of spoiler.
Yeah, it was crazy. See, he didn't even want to hear it. Armor was like,
now the temptation is there.
I didn't name
I think I'm going to go looking for that. I need to check my emails.
So speaking of other things coming out into the world, the other book that came out on audio was Book of Joe.
Did you listen?
I just got finished listening to that.
What'd you think? And keep in mind, I know Joe, so I'll tell him everything you say.
Well, he sounds like a wonderful guy. I did like some of the sayings, and I like the burrito saying. I just like the part where he's like, "Oh yeah, let's go, yeah, tacos." He's like, "No, not tacos, burritos."
But don't worry, yeah, you don't have to worry about him. He's not as tough as he used to be. His knees are shot. He can't run anymore.
Yeah, in the book, he seemed like a really friendly character to talk to.
He still probably shoot.
Oh yeah, he can shoot like a
Yeah.
He can shoot.
So you don't need to run. You can throw a projectile at 2,500 feet per second.
Yeah. Did you read it, Lasty? What'd you think?
Book of Joe? I read that months ago. That part where they're running through the sand with like the line behind him while Joe was behind him killing the guys chasing him, that was crazy. That was good.
So that part made me understand like the whole land nav thing, because in high school I was in JROTC and there was like this land nav course, and for the life of me I couldn't figure out, okay, what's the point of some of the process. While listening to that book, I was like, oh, if you do it this way, you don't need to see almost, because you can keep track of where you are and where you're supposed to be in your head, and it just clicked. And that's something I really enjoyed in that book.
So
kind of
for
made
those
me want to go research land nav a little bit more.
For those of us on this panel, who has taken a land nav course, be it basic or advanced?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
How many of you have had to get an OSA?
Nope.
Would you like to describe what an OSA is?
I know this is just the general podcast. I mean, but I'm gonna say it once, okay?
Go for it.
An OSA is something that will assist you when you get lost during a land nav course. It is an oh shit azimuth. It is where your instructor goes, "Come here, stupid," and walks you back to the road and goes, "Try again."
It's funny because when I was deploying for Iraq, we had this guy that on the land nav course who was hysterical. They specifically chose this guy to give the briefing before the land nav course because of his voice, right? Hispanic dude, sergeant first class. This guy was like on the money. Like this guy could land nav like crazy. But the great part about it was his accent. And like even like 10, 15 years later, when we get together, we're like, dude, remember the dude land nav? And everybody yells out, "Gophers!" We all know this dude, right? My wife's in the next room going, "Stop messing with my Gophers."
I can hear her a little bit.
Yeah, you can hear her a little bit. Yeah, but like, because she was on the course too, and the what do you call it? He was giving out that thing, and he's like, "If you get lost, do not follow my Gophers. Your Oshitas is this," and he would like scream out the number, and we. Like, yeah, oh God, it's been almost over a decade, and you can still hear that voice, that accent in your head when you hear it. It's just hysterical. But yeah,
awesome.
Land nav definitely. The one thing that we used to get too was we'd have people get lost, and they're just like, "I don't know what I'm doing." And my favorite question of all time was, "Did you convert the GM angle?" And they just freeze. Right? What's the GM angle? So while you were looking at porn on your cell phone when you should have been paying attention, right? What's that, Tom? She's in the other room yelling out, "I can't tell you until you get me a box of grid squares."
Oh my God!
But some blinker fluid.
You've seen the Angry Cops video where he assisted the land nav guys, and he's just making fun of the privates the whole time. One of them dropped their glove. Why did they drop their glove? Because they're stupid and they're privates, and I hate them.
What's really wait a minute. I didn't see that she was there, but she is angry.
Hola.
But yeah, the funny thing about it is, and if you go to like special forces courses and all the various cool guy schools, the interesting thing is the majority of the process for selecting or being selected for those courses involves land nav, because land nav pretty much involves the process. Most of the processes of using an OODA loop, how to develop, how to develop Intel, how to do this, how to do that. All those things are wrapped up into land nav. So if you can land nav, you can pretty much do everything else.
Well, don't forget, I mean, the most basic principle, like other than navigating to objective, is if you can't get from the wire to this spot, then we have no use for you.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to find your way to the objective before you can worry about doing anything else.
Right on.
That's really lost.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just. Oh, go ahead.
Maybe I need an OSA of my own.
Go ahead, Angry.
I had a super high speed Sergeant Soprano from the 75th Rangers teach me how to land nav.
Did you really?
I sure did. His name wasn't really Soprano, but he really was Italian.
Did he talk like Soprano does in the book?
Yes.
Which is the greatest.
He absolutely did. Turns out I actually knew how to land nav. I just didn't know how to troubleshoot my gear itself to make sure that the gear was actually the way it was supposed to be.
What'd you lose?
My company sent me to WLC with a broken compass.
Oh no!
Where did you go? Where did you go for WLC?
Fort Benning.
Oh, you went to Benning? Oh, that was a good one. They sent my wife to Hawaii, and I was like,
well, I was already stationed in Benning, so.
Oh, right on. Who were you with at Benning?
Medcom.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
I was at the blood donor center, so every 4 weeks we got to go suck the living life out of a bunch of new privates.
That's awesome. Nothing worse than a trooper coming at you with a needle.
I'll tell you what I want to see in Forgotten Ruin, though.
What's that?
I want to see the Forge crank out an M1 Abrams and have it fight something big.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Some assembly may be required.
They cranked out a Reaper drone. Like,
right?
Have you looked up the dimensions for how big
They're
a Reaper
huge.
is?
Oh, dude,
They're
Reapers are
huge.
huge.
They're gigantic.
Which means that the Baroness had to probably put it together.
Yeah.
When
I think
when
it
are
was
we
like,
going to see her show up?
it was
The
like the
Baroness?
one crew
Yeah.
chief that like Legoed it together himself. I'm like, that. It's not Legos. It's not. Doesn't work that way. But I still liked it. Like.
Don't get old Kale over there started on printing stuff with the
hate you.
Forge.
Don't you even.
Because
Yeah, Kale. I mean,
they
you do
tried to
have a
print
3D
something
printer
that he-
now.
They tried to
Yeah.
print something that he really hates.
What's that?
Well, I say he hates it. It's his favorite munition. It's the Moab.
No, I hate it.
It's the
No,
greatest
I
thing
hate
It
in the
really
world.
is.
I
Best
hate
He says he
expenditure of
hates it.
military funding.
Yeah. He loved moving him, too.
I actually never moved him. I moved some other fun secret stuff.
Right on.
He hates Moabs, and I give him shit
I
about
hate
it every
Moabs.
chance
They're
I
so
get.
stupid.
Is it
Well,
because of
yeah,
the
that's what
size?
we've done as soon as he
It's-
came into the server, because he said, I was aircraft munitions, and we're like, oh yeah, so what'd you think about the Moab? And then he gave
I
us his
left that
immediate
conversation.
thoughts, and then from that point on, it's like, okay, Kale loves Moabs. Understood.
They are
Can we call a vote for a new call sign for Kale? It's not Kale, not Kale.
Yeah.
It's
DO5550 Moab.
Moab.
Yeah, it's Moab.
Yeah.
It's gotta be
Moab.
changed now.
It's got to be.
No,
There you
they're a giant
spoken.
waste of resources, and for what it is, it's not even. It's not practical. I'm just gonna leave it there.
So,
Leave it there.
so a giant Archangel, a giant race of resources. Kale?
I don't need
I
to be
love you,
called out
buddy.
like this. I don't need to be called out like this.
All right, but we should get a little bit back on track. And Angry did drop in because she has a special announcement.
All right, Angry. Let's hear it.
Big prizes, big prizes. So during the last podcast, I announced that I was going to give away a 1-year subscription for the Insiders program. And some of the responses were so fantastic. I've also decided I'm just going to give away some door prizes too.
Oh, that's
Okay.
Right on.
All right, now don't everybody come at me at once because I did not pick the most accurate response for what happened to Masters, but I did pick the one I liked the best.
I mean, you're giving
And
away
the
the
winner-
subscription. I feel like it's your choice.
Yeah. So if I jack your name up, sorry, not sorry, is Ted Hoey?
Spell it.
It's Ted H-O.
She's got old lady eyes.
Bouncing around and stuff. I got shit popping up on my screen. All right, here we go.
Shit popping up on my screen. Truck bouncing. Don't know what happening.
Are you on a C-130 right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's
worse,
effectively, yeah.
I mean, last time they put me in the Enterprise and it was crazy. H-O-E-H.
Oh,
Got it. All right.
Hoa. Ted Hoa.
Ted, get back to us.
Yeah.
Yay, you win! Yay!
Is that a year?
Prizes, big prizes.
Yeah. So his response was best for what happened to Masters. However, for a secondary prize, I'll get you one of the hardcover books or a poster of your choice. And I do believe it's our featured insider.
What?
Really?
Really? Oh, congratulations,
That's
Leslie.
Nice. What was it?
That is Blasty McNasty, right?
Yep.
Right?
It is now.
I mean, that's who it is. Yeah?
Yeah, that's me.
No. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yes, that's you. That's you.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Congratulations.
And then for everybody else that did fill out the form, I bought like a ton of stickers. So if you guys want to give me your addresses, I'll send you guys out some stickers for participation. Works, because this is America and we're getting woke.
So, all right. Well, congratulations, everybody who participated.
Thank you.
Do you have some of those things that you can read out for us?
Yeah. All right, let me get on a different screen here. All right.
These aren't what happened, right?
No. It was. What's your best guess for what happened to Masters? And the number one guy probably got hit with it had something to do with shaving cream and surfboards or something like that.
Shaving cream in a wall locker?
No.
Oh, you know it.
So one of the things Angry is talking about reminded me of one of Joe's sayings.
Which one?
If you have two, you have one. If you have one, you have none.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's true. I mean, that was the thing. Like back in the day, like all the new guys wanted to be with Joe and his squad, and all the old guys wanted to get as far away from him as possible because it was like a cult. You'd have these guys that like sergeant, staff sergeant, sergeant first class, and they were on point, and they'd be like, I can't use you. Why not? Oh, you were part of the cult. What? It
almost reminds. I don't know if you've ever read Joe Abercrombie's works. Mm-hmm. He's got a character, Logan Nine Fingers, and he just says he's got his own sayings. He just says like you can never have too many knives, or say one thing about or it's like.
Wow, did I lose you guys? You missed that whole thing.
Did.
Yes.
Yeah, probably. Yes. We didn't hear a single thing you said.
Oh no.
Hear you.
That's what happens when Angry tries to
That's what
do her podcast on the move when she's trying to avoid Department of Transportation and the CIA and FBI and all that good stuff.
Oh, okay. I don't know. All right. It's whatever.
So
yep, we broke
your screen just went black again.
So I just imagine he's kind of like that. And at one point, one of the characters says, Logan, I swear, if you say you can never have too many knives, or you have to be realistic about this one more time, he's gonna come to deck you. And I kind of just imagine he's got those sayings. He's just saying it like that.
He's like the Yogi Berra of killing people. Is that what it is?
Pretty much. There was quite a few. There was quite a few times where he would say stuff, and then like the platoon sergeant was equally as interesting because like he made knives. So like the first Tomahawk I ever bought, I bought for my platoon sergeant. He made it for me, right? And he's like, "Yeah, $175. It's yours." I'm like, "I'm a private. I make $500 a week. Excuse me, $500 a month, right? $500 a month back, when we had the pointy hats and the Paul Revere ride and all that." And
there's a lot of money, is what you're saying.
Back then, I thought it was. And
still is. But...
when you send it to mom once a month and leave yourself with just enough for beer money, but like, I got the Tomahawk, and he hands it over to me, gives it to me, and he's like, "There you go, kid." I put it on the handle. I'm thinking I'm all cool, and Joe comes up and he goes, "You do realize that's a racket, right?" He shows the Tomahawk that he made to like a private coming in, and you think it's like mandatory. It's not. I'm like, so what you're saying is, son, get yourself a pocket knife. Stop messing with that hoochie coochie big.
Nice. You're just like, why couldn't you have told me this sooner?
Yeah, like where were you 5 minutes ago?
Like, I could just imagine him saying, "Well, I had to let you learn the hard way, otherwise you wouldn't have learned."
Oh my god! And then
what's the fascination with tomahawks for rangers? Because that was in the Lost Book too. A lot of them had tomahawks, even though they were impractical.
I'll give you the short version.
Checking that box.
Yeah, way back in the way back, and I mean like before the Revolutionary War,
French and Indian War.
Yeah, there you go. Right,
that's what I thought.
So you had entire groups of people moving and working. They used frontiersmen as scouts, right? So the Tomahawk evolved from some of the Native Americans they were working with at the time, and it became a part of that culture. Scouts would carry a Tomahawk because usually, especially a rifleman's hawk, it had a blade on one side and a hammer on the other. Right, so it was a good tool to have with you at all times. And one of the things that has kind of persisted is called Rogers Rules of Ranging. And it's a huge list of things to do when working in a small unit. And one of them
is that like the Ranger's Bible?
It's sort of, yeah.
Sort of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm listening to The Last of the Mohicans right now. So.
Oh, right on. Yeah, awesome. So you're getting a crash course.
Yeah.
So one of the lines of the rules of ranging says, always carry 60 rounds, ball and shot, keep your powder dry and your axe sharp, right? In some versions, it says keep your powder dry and your hawk sharp, right? But the idea was there were certain things you had to carry with you as a scout, right? And in those things, take care of them, right? So the Tomahawk is like a thing that has gone through Ranger culture as being like, it's just kind of like part of the tribe. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's where that comes from.
Well, Angry just posted the theories in the Streamlabs chat if you want to read them.
Oh, there we go. So, all right. So,
it's a little out of order, it looks like.
Yeah. So
I think the one that's first is the one that won the
winner,
insider subscription, because the one on the bottom is mine.
All right, so I believe that Masters is alive and that he will be found. However, he will die upon exfil. I'm fairly certain, though, it is obvious that the bot he is working with is receiving signals from the collective of the savages, and it will be revealed that the Republic is actually a savage construct that was initially created as a failsafe for Tyrus Rex Legion, since he is inevitable. I believe that Earth will be found because of all these revelations, and it will be a race to stop the savages from Unlow.
I think she's Irmo.
Is that Irmo? Yeah.
Irmo.
Did you want to read yours, Blasty?
Sure, I'll read it. Zombie Squad fails in their attempts to find masters, yet the war on Kaima rages on. Years later, the still-occupying Legion spots a man in a tattered tan cloak, scuffed Legion armor, and a necklace of Z ears round his neck, approaching the patrol shack. Accompanying him is a studious missionary bot hobbling on a stick. He approaches them. In a voice like sandpaper, he rasps, "Brothers, have you been enlightened by the knowledge of Oba? Masters is no longer a legionnaire. His mind and body are something. I forgot what I wrote. And he's now traveling prophet."
Dude, I got like goosey bumps.
Yeah,
Master's going full native.
That's awesome,
dude. I like
Colonel
it.
Kurtz in the jungle.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be
Oh.
cool.
Angry, am I supposed to read this last one too?
Yeah, so for the people that hadn't got caught up to remains, I put like your favorite character or whatever. This was my favorite response out of those.
My favorite character is my best friend, Logan. Because although he would stab you in the back just as soon as he'd look at you, you gotta admire his perseverance to go from some 2-bit backwater pirate to owning his own palace estate. That's the kind of go-getter entrepreneurial mindset I can get behind.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Awesome.
Agreed.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much for doing this though, Angry. That's pretty cool.
Has anyone not read Last Contact here?
I am still reading it.
You're fired.
I'm still in it
Have
too.
you gotten to the master part yet?
No, though. No
Do not
spoilers.
spoil.
Either.
No.
I didn't
Hey,
spoil
Archangel.
anything,
I'm like 2 hours into it. What are you flipping me
That's
off?
about
for?
how long.
Oh, because you said you're fired.
All right, so I didn't realize. I always forget that this podcast is on first of the month, so it will be next week before I get you guys your stuff out.
We're not scared. But yeah, seriously, thank you so much for doing this. This is a cool idea.
Yeah, thanks, Angry.
And if you guys gave me a fake email, I'm gonna need the real deal. And anybody that wants their door prize, I'm gonna need addresses for. So
Yeah, so she can hand deliver it to you with her 2 other friends, with black hoods.
That was scary.
Is there a panel van involved?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a panel van involved. This is Dark Ops. That's what we do.
Well, no, Dark Ops is.
No.
Are there any baseball bats involved?
That's only if you didn't pay your dues.
There can be if you want them to be.
We do not need bats.
Walt, the knife.
all I have is my trail knife. All I have.
Speaking of knives, so this was also something that happened a little recently. There was a hiccup with the Legion knives. So if you happen to get the knife design that you didn't think you're getting, and you're not happy with it, make sure you check your email, because Jason sent out an email to everybody, and they're gonna get everything sorted out. So check your emails for that.
Are they in stock, the knives?
No.
No. They immediately
I think
sold
they were
back out.
gone in less than
However,
an hour.
if you do want to commission a knife, the Blood Eagles Knives will be happy to take you. And Hillbilly
Yeah,
be really welcome.
but keep in mind that he is booked for a while, because he has to get up production for all of the Galaxy's Edge stuff. But you can, if you can't wait for the next batch of knives to come, or you just don't want to deal with that, I think the other option would be is he can put you on the list, and then he'll work through that list in between Galaxy's Edge orders. So
Yeah, that's how I got my Savage knife.
yeah. Me too, brother.
He had a really rough winter up there too, that
Yeah.
working a bit as well.
And having commissioned him for Mission 22, he does excellent work.
Right on.
Yeah, yes, very. I've seen him sharpen a knife in just a few seconds, and it is as sharp as a scalpel.
Yeah, one of the guys in the Signal group was saying that he is a recipient of one of the current batch, and that he loves it very much. In fact, he also went on to say that this morning he skinned a rattlesnake with it.
Wow.
Hey,
Right
That's awesome.
nice.
I skinned
I
a
tried to
hog
get
with
pictures.
mine. That's about it. I wasn't even
talk
thinking about
about
it
the
when it was
Signal
happening.
group.
What's that? Angry?
I said, let's talk about the Signal group. I got a new phone and now I can't get into it.
Well, I'll help you out.
I didn't know I had to have my old phone. I'd already reformatted it and turned it back in.
we can fix
yeah. There's ways to get around. There's ways to deal with that.
It's all good.
I hear the Signal's more active than Telegram.
The Signal is more active than Telegram. We don't know why. Maybe just because more people have that app. Then they're more afraid of the government than the guys who are using Telegram. I don't know. But
does that mean Signal's more secure or something?
Signal is more secure than Telegram, but it's Telegram is pretty secure. Messaging apps.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters at the end of the day, because regardless of what you think is security, I mean, come on.
There's somebody who's
we're talking governments. Yeah. They can fucking get into anything that they want. So
I missed out on the
how about this? How about this? Just don't say edgy shit and call it good.
That's a sacrifice, and it's too much.
You're asking too much there, brother.
Yeah.
Speaking of sacrifice, it is now time to get back on the boarding ramp, shut the ship, and then make like a shepherd and get the fuck out of here.
Hey, Walt, look.
That's right. Please show off your bucket that is
I really
wanted
to.
in your 15 pixels.
Put it on.
Yeah, put it on.
Oh my god. Fine.
Oh, you made it out of Legos? No, I'm kidding.
That's mean.
Like that looks pretty sweet.
That's sick, dude.
That is pretty dope.
Wow. Did you tell him what it's painted in?
I painted it and put the visor in it, finished it, did all that stuff, and it probably took me like 35-ish hours of work to get it all put together. One of the guys in the Discord printed it, Zero Balance. He's been on here a couple times. But as Walt saw, it's recently had a coat of this spicy bottle right here on it. So
super black.
Yeah, now I'm in a bit of a pickle with this bucket, because once I get my big 3D printer and I start printing the rest of the armor, I like this so much that I'm going to have to spend a lot of money on more of that paint to paint the entire armor and that paint, and I hate myself for it, but it's going to look dope.
So my question is, what is the printer that you're going to be getting?
I'm going to be getting the Cobra Max.
Good. Yeah, I was literally looking at that one myself. But speaking of printing,
you can print this whole helmet in one piece on the Cobra Max.
Yeah, that's how nice it is. But speaking of printing, we are looking at getting people set up for doing vendor work at the official meetup. So if you have a printer and you are maybe interested in working on that with us, please ping me on the Discord and I can get you set up with the meetup planner role, and we can see about getting some stuff figured out. But yeah,
these might be for sale at the meetup.
Yeah. the cute little bucket keychain tokens.
Can't believe you're not going, Walt.
Walt might be able to go. We'll just have to ply him with some
coffee,
with some stuff. Coffee. I don't think we could afford the coffee, but I think we could find.
I don't know if I'm going. You can rest assured there will be coffee.
So Angry. On with that idea, can you just grab your semi, hook up an empty trailer, and go pick up like JR, Walt, everybody on the East Coast, and just drag them over? Kind of like.
You'd be better off with me being in my motorhome, because I could actually legally put all those people in there.
We're not talking about legal. They don't need to know. You're just hauling an empty trailer.
We can strap JR to the fifth wheel.
Job.
I was kind of imagining they just ran out their way across country.
Besides, I like Bullrack. I think they might get pretty uncomfortable in that refrigerated trailer that we have.
You don't know that. You don't know what kind of spooning we could do to make this work.
I work in a refrigerator, so I'm about it.
JR is a little plump, so I mean, I'm pretty sure Walt would cut him open like a tauntaun, maybe.
No,
But I tell you what,
Cut him
I tell you what,
open like a tauntaun.
Walt
you
is
pay for the
short,
fuel.
stocky, and angry.
You pay
so
for the
he's full
fuel,
of
I'm our
rage,
boss man. I'll do it.
So he vibrates. He generates
Thanks
his
for
own
coming
heat.
out to the Galaxy's Edge podcast. Bye bye.